Have you ever noticed that the cruelest voice in your life doesn't come from outside, but from within your own mind? That voice telling you you're not good enough, that you always mess up, that you should be different. This constant self-criticism isn't protecting or motivating you. In fact, it's sabotaging your growth, stealing your peace, and preventing you from living the full and loving life you deserve. In this video, you're going to discover the liberating truth about self-criticism and how it was built throughout your life. We'll explore together where this harsh voice comes from, how it affects not just your mind, but your body too, and most importantly, how you can break free from it once and for all. You'll learn practical and powerful tools based on Louise Hay's transformative teachings to replace criticism with compassion and create a new relationship of love with yourself. And there's more. At a special moment in this video, you'll discover how to join a community of people on this same transformation journey. And at the end, I'll guide you through a practical exercise that will start changing your life immediately. You don't have to carry this weight anymore. You don't have to be your own enemy. Stay with me until the end, because together we're going to rewrite the story you tell about yourself. We'll transform self-criticism into self-approval, and you'll discover that you've always been worthy of all the love your heart can hold. Are you ready? Then let's begin this healing journey right now. Asterisk, asterisk, the silent poison, asterisk, asterisk. Have you ever stopped to notice how many times a day you speak to yourself in a way you'd never speak to someone you love? Self-criticism disguises itself as motivation, as high standards, as necessary demands. But the truth Louise Hay taught us is that this cruel voice isn't protecting you, it's imprisoning you. Every negative thought about yourself is like a seed planted in the garden of your mind, and what you plant inevitably grows. When you constantly criticize yourself, you're watering the flowers of fear, insecurity, and the feeling of never being enough. According to Louise Hay, our thoughts create our reality. This means that when you repeat internally, "I'm not good enough," or "I always mess up," your subconscious accepts these statements as absolute truths. And you know what happens? You start acting according to these limiting beliefs. Your energy becomes heavy. Your choices reflect this lack of self-love, and you find yourself trapped in a cycle that seems impossible to break. But here's the good news. If you created this pattern, you can also deconstruct it and create a new one, full of compassion and kindness. Think of Sarah, a woman who always criticized herself for not being productive enough. She'd wake up already feeling guilty, spend the entire day pushing herself, and end up exhausted with no energy to enjoy anything. One day, she realized that this critical voice wasn't hers, was an echo of expectations she'd internalized over the years. When Sarah began questioning these thoughts and replacing them with words of love, her life started to change. She discovered she could be gentle with herself and still grow, evolve, and achieve her dreams. Self-criticism doesn't make you better, it makes you smaller. It steals your peace, your joy, and your ability to see how incredible you already are, exactly as you are right now. Louise Hay always said that the most important relationship you'll have in life is the relationship with yourself. And how is that relationship? Do you treat yourself with kindness or harshness? Do you encourage yourself or diminish yourself? The answer to these questions reveals a lot about what you're creating in your life. And if you realize you've been too hard on yourself, know that it's okay. That's the first step toward transformation. Allow yourself to say internally, "I release the need to criticize myself. I am worthy of love and kindness." Feel these words echoing in your heart. The truth about self-criticism is that it was never about you not being good enough. It was always about you not having learned yet to love yourself unconditionally. And that, dear one, can change right now. Are you ready to discover where this voice that hurts you so much comes from? Because understanding the origin is the next step to freeing yourself for good. Asterisk, asterisk, echoes of the past, asterisk, asterisk, this critical voice living in your head wasn't born with you. It was learned, absorbed, built over the years through the experiences you lived. According to Louise Hay, many of our limiting beliefs come from childhood, from those moments when we repeatedly heard that we weren't enough, that we needed to be different, that we should try harder to be accepted. Maybe it was a demanding parent, an impatient teacher, or even peers who made comparisons. These external voices became internal, and now you carry this weight as if it were a truth about who you are. When you were a child, your brain was like a sponge, absorbing everything around you. You didn't have filters to question whether what they said about you was true or just the projection of other people's frustrations. If someone said you were lazy, you believed it. If someone implied you weren't smart enough, you internalized it. And so, without realizing it, you began repeating these same words to yourself, creating a pattern of self-criticism that became automatic. Louise Hay teaches us that recognizing the origin of these voices is fundamental to freeing ourselves from them. Imagine Emily, who grew up in a home where nothing she did seemed good enough. Her grades needed to be perfect, her room impeccable, her behavior exemplary. She never received praise, only corrections. As an adult, Emily became a relentless perfectionist, unable to celebrate her achievements because she always found something to criticize. It was only when she began exploring her history that she realized that voice wasn't hers, was her parents' voice that she'd internalized. And with that awareness, she could begin to free herself. You don't have to carry others' expectations as if they were your own. You don't have to live trying to prove your worth to voices from the past that aren't even present in your life anymore. The truth is, you've always been worthy, always been enough, always been deserving of love and respect. What happened was you were taught otherwise, and you, innocently, believed it. But now, with awareness and compassion, you can choose a new narrative. You can choose to be the gentle voice you always deserved to hear. Repeat to yourself, I release the voices of the past. I choose to speak to myself with love and compassion. Feel the lightness that comes from recognizing that you are not those harsh words. You are so much more than that. Understanding where this critical voice comes from is like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly, you see that the monster that scared you was just a shadow. And now that you know this, you're ready to discover how this self-criticism affects not just your mind but also your body. Because yes, your body hears every word you say. Now, before we continue, I want to invite you to something special. If this content is touching your heart, if you're feeling that this message is exactly what you needed to hear today, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos. Leave a like so more people can find this transformation too. And tell me in the comments, which of these truths about self-criticism resonated most with you? Was it realizing this voice isn't yours or understanding where it comes from? Your response might inspire someone else going through the same thing. Let's walk this self-love journey together. And stay with me, because soon I'm going to share a powerful practical exercise that will help you apply all of this in your life in a real and transformative way. Asterisk, asterisk, when the body speaks. Asterisk, asterisk. Did you know that every thought you have about yourself creates a reaction in your body? Louise Hay dedicated her life to showing us the profound connection between mind and body. And one of the most powerful truths she shared is this: your body is always listening to what you say about yourself. When you criticize yourself, when you judge yourself, When you mentally repeat that you're not good enough, your body responds to that. It contracts, tenses up, gets sick. Self-criticism isn't just a mental or emotional problem, it manifests physically in ways you might not have noticed yet. According to Louise Hay, many of the illnesses and discomforts we experience have emotional roots. Constant headaches can be linked to severe self-criticism and the pressure you put on yourself. Digestive problems can reflect the difficulty of digesting experiences or the feeling of not being able to process life. Shoulder tension often represents the weight of responsibilities you carry, combined with the belief that you need to be perfect to be loved. Your body is wise, and it's always trying to show you where you need to bring more love and acceptance. Think of Rachel, a woman who suffered from chronic migraines. She visited numerous doctors, took countless medications, but nothing seemed to completely resolve it. It was when she began exploring the mind-body connection that she discovered something surprising. Her migraines worsened on days when she criticized herself most intensely. Every time she thought, "I should have done better," or "I'm a failure," her body responded with pain. When Rachel began practicing positive affirmations and treating herself with kindness, the migraines decreased dramatically. Her body was simply asking for love. Your body isn't your enemy, it's your greatest ally. It's constantly giving you feedback about what you need to change internally. When you feel chronic fatigue, maybe it's your body saying you need to stop demanding so much of yourself. When you feel anxiety in your chest, it might be a sign that you're judging yourself too harshly. Louise Hay taught us that instead of fighting against symptoms, we should listen to them with compassion and ask, what is my body trying to tell me? What thought pattern needs to be transformed? Say to yourself now, I listen to my body with love. I deserve health and well-being on all levels. Feel these words penetrating every cell of your being. When you change the way you speak to yourself, when you replace criticism with compassion, your body responds with healing, with vitality, with renewed energy. You don't have to carry the weight of self-criticism in your body anymore. And now that you understand this profound connection, you're ready to discover the most powerful tool that exists to break this cycle: forgiveness. Because forgiving yourself is the portal to true freedom. Asterisk, asterisk, the master key, asterisk, asterisk. If there's a master key that opens all doors to healing and growth, that key is forgiveness. And the most important, most transformative forgiveness you can offer is forgiveness to yourself. Louise Hay always said that holding resentment against yourself is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to suffer. Self-criticism is, at its core, a form of not forgiving yourself for being human, for making mistakes, for not being perfect. But here's the liberating truth: you never needed to be perfect. You've always been worthy of love, exactly as you are, with all your imperfections and flaws. According to Louise Hay, forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting what happened or pretending everything's okay. Forgiving is releasing the emotional weight you carry, choosing to no longer punish yourself for past decisions. How many times have you caught yourself ruminating over something you did years ago, criticizing yourself for choices that seemed right at that moment? How many times have you denied yourself peace because you believe you don't deserve it, that you should have been better, wiser, stronger? This emotional prison keeps you trapped in the past, unable to fully live the present and create a different future. Imagine Jennifer, who carried deep guilt for ending a relationship years ago. She constantly criticized herself, believing she'd been selfish, that she should have tried harder. This guilt prevented her from opening up to new relationships because deep down she didn't think she deserved love. It was when Jennifer discovered Louise Hay's work and began practicing self-forgiveness that everything changed. She wrote a letter to herself, acknowledging that she did the best she could with the knowledge and maturity she had at that moment. She forgave herself, and for the first time in years, she felt light and free to start over. Self-forgiveness isn't a one-time event, it's a daily practice. It's waking up and choosing to be kind to your mistakes. It's looking at your failures with compassion, recognizing that each stumble was a learning opportunity. Louise Hay taught us that when you forgive yourself, you give yourself permission to grow, to evolve, to become the best version of yourself. And the most beautiful part is that when you forgive yourself, you also release others. You stop projecting your self-criticism onto the people around you and begin living with more lightness, more love, more joy. Take a deep breath and repeat with me, I forgive myself completely. I release the past and embrace my present with love. Feel the energy of this affirmation dissolving layers and layers of guilt and self-criticism. You deserve this forgiveness. You deserve this peace. And now that you've opened your heart to self-forgiveness, you are ready to discover a practical and powerful tool that Louise Hay used to transform lives, the mirror exercise. Because when you look yourself in the eyes and choose love, everything changes. Asterisk, asterisk, eyes of the soul, asterisk, asterisk. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and truly saw yourself with love? Not just checking your appearance, but looking deeply into your own eyes and recognizing the incredible person you are. Louise Hay considered mirror work one of the most powerful tools for personal transformation. She said the mirror reflects back to you the relationship you have with yourself. If you avoid your own gaze, if you look away, if you criticize yourself when you see yourself, this reveals how much you still need to cultivate self-love. But when you learn to look at yourself with compassion, everything in your life begins to change. According to Louise Hay, the eyes are the windows to the soul. When you look into your eyes in the mirror and say positive affirmations, you're speaking directly to your subconscious, to the deepest part of you that needs to hear these words of love. It's not easy at first. Many people feel discomfort, shame, even tears when trying this exercise. And you know why? Because you're not used to treating yourself with kindness. You've spent years avoiding your own gaze, criticizing every detail, focusing only on what you consider imperfect. But the mirror can become your greatest ally on the healing journey. Think of Maria, who was terrified of looking at herself in the mirror. Every time she saw her reflection, a flood of criticism invaded her mind. You're aging, you're not pretty enough, you should be different. Louise Hay challenged her to do the mirror exercise every day for 30 days. At first, Maria could barely hold her gaze for a few seconds. But she persisted. Day after day, she looked into her eyes and said, I love and accept you exactly as you are. Over time, something extraordinary happened. Maria began to believe these words. She began to see herself with new eyes full of compassion and acceptance. The mirror exercise is simple but profoundly transformative. You position yourself in front of a mirror, look into your own eyes, and speak positive affirmations out loud. It can be, I love myself, I approve of myself, I am worthy of all good things. At first, it might feel strange, even fake, but Louise Hay taught us that repetition creates new neural pathways. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. And one day, you'll realize you're not just saying the words, you're feeling the truth of them echoing in every fiber of your being. Look at yourself now, even if just mentally, and say, I look at myself with love. I accept myself completely, and this is safe. Feel the resistance dissolving. Feel the possibility of a new relationship with yourself opening up. The mirror doesn't lie, it reflects the truth. And the truth is you're worthy of love, of respect, of kindness. Now that you know this powerful tool, you're ready to take the next step, consciously creating a new story about who you are, because you don't have to live trapped in old narratives that limit you anymore. Asterisk, asterisk, rewrite your script, asterisk, asterisk. Have you ever stopped to think that the story you tell about yourself isn't the absolute truth, but just a version you chose to believe? Louise Hay taught us that we are the authors of our own narrative, and at any moment we can pick up the pen and rewrite the script. If you've been living based on a story of "I'm not good enough," "I always fail," or "I never succeed," know that these are just beliefs, not facts. And beliefs can be changed. You have the power to create a new story, one that empowers you, that inspires you, that reflects the truth of your worth and potential. Self-criticism keeps you trapped in an old narrative, repeating the same patterns, reliving the same pains. But according to Louise Hay, when you consciously decide to change your thoughts, you change your reality. This doesn't mean denying challenges or pretending everything's perfect. It means choosing to focus on what you want to create, instead of dwelling on what went wrong. It means recognizing your achievements, however small they seem, and celebrating each step of your journey. It means seeing yourself as the heroine of your story, not as the victim. Imagine Lisa, who always saw herself as someone who quit everything. She'd start projects and not finish them, begin diets and abandon them, make plans and not follow through. Her internal narrative was, "I'm a quitter, I never finish anything." This story became a self-fulfilling prophecy, until one day, Lisa decided to rewrite. She began seeing herself as someone who was learning to commit to herself. Every small step she took, she celebrated. Every time she persisted, even for one more day, she acknowledged it. Gradually, her new story began to become reality. Lisa was no longer the quitter, she was the woman discovering her strength and determination. Creating your new story begins with awareness of the thoughts you repeat daily. Pay attention to the words you use to describe yourself. Do you call yourself stupid, lazy, a failure? Or do you recognize yourself as someone who's learning, growing, evolving? Louise Hay always said that words have creative power. They shape your reality. So choose words that elevate you, that inspire you, that remind you of your greatness. Write your new story with compassion, with hope, with the certainty that you deserve all the good things life has to offer. Declare now, "I am the author of my life. I create a story of love, growth, and infinite possibilities." Feel the freedom that comes from realizing you're not trapped in the past, that each day is a blank page waiting to be filled with your conscious choices. You have the power to reinvent yourself, to rediscover yourself, to become who you always knew you could be. And now that you're creating this new narrative, you're ready to learn to celebrate every moment of this unique journey that is your life. Because celebrating is an act of self-love that transforms everything. Asterisk, asterisk, your wins matter. Asterisk, asterisk, how many times have you achieved something important and instead of celebrating, immediately thought but it wasn't enough, or other people did better? Self-criticism has a cruel way of stealing your victories, minimizing your achievements, making you feel that nothing you do is worthy of recognition. But Louise Hay taught us something revolutionary. Celebrating your achievements, however small they seem, is a powerful act of self-love. When you celebrate, you're telling the universe and yourself that you recognize your worth, your effort, your unique journey, and that changes everything. According to Louise Hay, comparison is one of the greatest enemies of personal growth. When you compare your journey with other people's, you're denying the beauty and uniqueness of your own path. Each person has their own timing, their own lessons, their own challenges. What seems easy for someone might be a mountain for you, and vice versa. There's no universal finish line where everyone should be at the same time. There's only your journey, with its ups and downs, its curves and surprises, and every step you take, every obstacle you overcome, deserves to be celebrated with joy and gratitude. Think of Amanda, who always felt inadequate because her friends seemed to have perfect lives on social media. While they posted job promotions, exotic trips, and happy relationships, Amanda felt stagnant. She couldn't see her own achievements because she was too busy looking at other people's lives. It was when she began practicing daily gratitude and celebrating her small victories that everything changed. Amanda began recognizing that waking up every day and taking care of her mental health was a victory, that finishing a project, even a simple one, was a reason for pride, that being present for herself was a huge achievement. And by celebrating these things, she began to feel fulfilled and accomplished. Celebrating doesn't mean being arrogant or settling. It means recognizing that you're doing the best you can with the resources you have now. It means honoring your effort, your courage, your persistence. Louise Hay used to say that every day you choose love instead of fear is a day of victory. Every time you treat yourself with kindness instead of criticism, you're winning. Every moment you choose to believe in yourself, even when everything seems difficult, you're triumphing. These are the victories that truly matter, and they deserve to be celebrated with all your heart. Take a deep breath and affirm, I celebrate my unique journey. I recognize my achievements and honor myself for every step I take. Feel the joy that comes from stopping comparing yourself and starting to celebrate yourself. You don't have to wait for big achievements to feel proud of yourself. Every day lived with intention, every choice made with love, every moment of self-care is a reason to celebrate. And now that you're learning to honor your journey, you're ready to discover the final key that ties everything together, self-approval. Because when you approve of yourself, you free yourself from all the prisons that self-criticism created. Asterisk, asterisk, inner freedom, asterisk, asterisk, self-approval is the final destination of this journey of liberation from self-criticism. Louise Hay always said that approving of yourself is the key to all positive changes in your life. When you approve of yourself, you no longer need external validation to feel complete. You no longer need to prove your worth to anyone. You simply know, deep in your heart, that you are enough, that you are worthy, that you deserve love and respect exactly as you are. And this inner certainty transforms absolutely everything around you. According to Louise Hay, lack of self-approval is at the root of almost all the problems we face. When you don't approve of yourself, you seek approval in the wrong places. You mold yourself to please others, sacrifice your needs, accept less than you deserve. You live in a constant state of anxiety, always wondering if you're doing enough, if you're being good enough. But when you learn to approve of yourself, this desperate search ends. You become your own source of validation, and this frees you to live authentically, to make choices aligned with who you truly are. Think of Sophie, who spent her entire life trying to please her family, her bosses, her friends. She said yes when she wanted to say no, hid her opinions to avoid conflict, and lived exhausted trying to be who others expected her to be. Sophie didn't approve of herself, so she constantly sought external approval. It was when she discovered Louise Hay's work and began practicing self-approval that her life transformed. She started saying, I approve of myself every day, even when she didn't completely believe it. Over time, she began making decisions based on what was right for her, not on what others would think. And for the first time, Sophie felt free and at peace with herself. Self-approval doesn't mean you're perfect or that you don't have areas to grow. It means you accept yourself where you are now, while continuing to evolve. It means you recognize you're doing the best you can, and that's more than enough. Louise Hay taught us that when you approve of yourself, you stop fighting against yourself and begin flowing with life. You stop sabotaging yourself and start supporting yourself. You stop criticizing yourself and start encouraging yourself. And in this space of approval, miracles happen. Opportunities arise, relationships improve, your health flourishes, your creativity explodes. Place your hand on your heart and say with conviction, I approve of myself completely. I am worthy of all the love and all the blessings of life. Feel these words taking root deeply in your being. Self-approval is a gift you give yourself, a gift no one can take from you. It's the foundation upon which you build a life of peace, joy, and fulfillment. And now that you know all these powerful teachings, you're ready to put them into practice in a tangible and transformative way. Because knowledge without action is just information, but knowledge applied with love is transformation. Asterisk, asterisk, real transformation, asterisk, asterisk, mirror exercise for self-approval. Now that you've absorbed all these teachings, it's time to transform knowledge into lived experience. This exercise, inspired by Louise Hay's work, will help you begin changing your relationship with yourself in a practical and profound way. How to do it? Find a quiet moment in your day, preferably in the morning when you wake up or at night before bed. Position yourself in front of a mirror, preferably where you can see your face clearly. Take 3 deep breaths, allowing your body to relax and your mind to calm down. Look directly into your own eyes. Don't look away, even if you feel discomfort. This discomfort is just resistance to self-love, and it will diminish with practice. Now, say out loud, looking into your eyes, your name. I love and approve of you exactly as you are. Repeat this affirmation 3 times, allowing the words to penetrate deeply. If tears come, let them flow. If you feel resistance or doubt, acknowledge those feelings with kindness and continue. Then, add 2 more affirmations that resonate with you, such as, I forgive myself for all past mistakes, or I deserve love, health, and happiness. Do this exercise every day for 21 days. Write in a journal how you feel before and after each session. Notice the subtle changes in how you speak to yourself throughout the day. Observe how your self-criticism begins to lose strength and how a gentler, more loving voice begins to emerge. Remember, transformation doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen. Every time you choose to look at yourself with love, you're planting a seed of healing. And with patience, compassion, and consistent practice, you'll see these seeds blossom into a life of self-acceptance and deep peace. Asterisk, asterisk, your new beginning, asterisk, asterisk, you made it here. And that in itself is already a victory. You chose to stop, listen, and open your heart to the possibility of a different life, a life where you are your own best friend, not your worst critic. Everything we've shared today isn't just beautiful words or concepts. These are real tools, practices that Louise Hay used to transform her own life and the lives of millions of people around the world. And now these tools are in your hands. Remember, transformation begins with the choice to be kind to yourself, to forgive yourself, to look at yourself in the mirror with love, to celebrate your unique journey, and to approve of yourself exactly as you are now. Don't wait to be perfect to start loving yourself. Start now with compassion, with patience, knowing that every small step counts. Practice the mirror exercise every day. Repeat your affirmations with an open heart and watch how your life begins to flourish in ways you never imagined possible. You deserve this peace. You deserve this joy. You deserve all the love that exists. And it all begins with the love you choose to give yourself. Go gently, dear one. You're on the right path.